This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update. Apparently, for this upcoming Wyatt angle that we know be back for, and Eric Rowan, who hasn't done really anything since being released by WWE other than the AEW appearance when Brody Lee passed away. Apparently, a lot of people are saying he's re-signed with WWE. They're saying Alexa Bliss might be involved with this, but Matt Hardy has said on his podcast he would be interested in being part of this new Wyatt family angle in WWE. Supposedly, Eric Young, who's been in TNA and wanted to get out of WWE due to not having issues with Vince McMahon, but he's always had a good relationship with Triple H. He might be back for this angle as well. RVD is going to be back for the Collision slash Rampage tapings on Saturday in Peoria, Illinois. Dynamite rating was down this week, 0.26. As far as the top combat sports most valuable promotions, Forbes released a list. AEW not on that list. I don't know if they've ever. I don't actually. I'm positive AEW is still in the red. Probably a write-off for the Khan family. Not sure if TNA ever made money, but here we go for the top 10 most valuable combat sports promotion. Not surprisingly, number one, UFC 11.3 billion, WWE 6.8 billion. Oh, AEW is on there. It's valued at 2 billion. So even though they haven't made money, the value if someone would want to purchase it is 2 billion. One championship fighting 1.3 billion, matchroom boxing 850 million, PFL 690 million, top rank boxing 630 million, premier boxing championship 600 million, Golden Boy Promotions, which I haven't heard much from lately, 450 million, Combate Global 120 million. I don't know if Alberto Del Rio is still involved in Combate Global or not. That's that Spanish MMA league. Interesting that boxing, which used to be incredibly popular, is like doesn't even appear until like seventh on this list. And interesting that like properties that aren't necessarily making money, like AEW, is still worth 2 billion, I guess, because of the TV deals. In other wrestling news, Brian Pillman Jr., known now as Lexus King, is going to be wrestling on Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, which has been doing partnerships with NXT for a while. They're almost like a feeder to NXT, and I heard Booker T had something to do with Jacob Fatu getting signed. He was really pushing for it. WWE's Cruz del Toro, who I'm not familiar with, although I think he's part of the LWO, is in is in Homewood, Alabama, at the Birmingham Surgery Center, getting an undisclosed surgery. Zack Ryder recently had a surgery for a torn pec. I forget his real name. As far as this blood sport show coming up in June 22nd in Japan, Josh Barnett is going to wrestle IWGP champion John Moxley in the main event. So you can imagine Moxley's probably going to go over in that one. Barnett beat him at a blood sport show in 2021. It's interesting that that Moxley, that New Japan's going to allow him to wrestle on that blood sport show. But the most interesting thing about that Japanese blood sports show to me is that Mike O'Hearn, the bodybuilder slash actor, will be um, sorry, I'm distracted by this guy who's insulting me but watching my videos. So thanks for watching. It still counts as a view whether you insult me or not. Appreciate your view. Mike O'Hearn, the bodybuilder is going to be on that Bloodsport show, so that'll be interesting. Matt Hardy is still making a fortune. Matt Hardy got a lot of money from AEW, but they didn't really use him very well. And with their overblown roster, they have way more people than they can feature. So he would be way better off going to a place like WWE. Check out my interview a few days ago with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And there's a decent one with Jack Kilby and Buff Bagwell on here too. And don't forget, if you're in the Ontario area, Toronto, Kingston, Belleville, Napanee is going to be invaded by Great North Wrestling June the 29th. Mario Mancini, Paul Roma, Rene Dupree, Angel Medina, even the Blood Hunter is going to be back for that one. Tickets on sale now at ticketweb.ca.